Yo, I'm gonna wait for people to get in and then we're gonna get it going. Y'all know what it is. We about to get it started with another day of some mind science. We're gonna combine some politics. We're gonna throw in a little bit of the spiritual side. We're gonna get it all intertwined so y'all know and understand. What y'all gonna like about today's show is I really got the politics in the mix. I even have a reference to Anomaly's video, which is actually gonna put y'all spot on in the limelight of politics. It's all in a good direction. Yo, you need me to send the link? Oh, all right, yeah. Let me send it. All right, yeah. Let me send this link. I'm gonna send it to Silence. Send this link. Hold up. All right, so the link has been sent. We'll wait for him to reply back. But we still running it. So yeah, like I said, I'm going in a good direction in terms of where I'm taking it. You know, referencing the Anomaly video. We're gonna watch it. It's having to do with the Condoleezza Rice lady. He also doing what's the name of that guy? I forgot it already. I forgot his name. It's one of them names I hear so much. That's why I forget it. But it'll come to mind later on, especially when we even watch the video. Morgan Freeman. All right, so he even mentions how mind science is applying to the masses, but what the masses tends to do is, in my opinion, they don't hear out to what they're even saying or thinking themselves. So we'll dive into it. I'm waiting for Silence to come in. I'm trying to see if he gets the link, and hopefully he'll get in a second. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get into the share screen, and we're gonna go ahead and see if we could get this thing to happen. All right, cool. So we got the share screen right there. I'm gonna go into this right here. All right, I'm getting into that tube. I'm gonna go into Anomaly. And this one is going to be good. I tell y'all that, you know what I'm saying? Because again, for those that are rocking with me, y'all know what's up. Y'all know I'm coming with something different. And the fact that I'm going to bring it to y'all from the angle that y'all, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people know Anomaly and stuff like that. He's going to give it to y'all from an angle that we know it from. You know, I'm bringing it to you more from a broken down scientific perspective. But we're going to hear out what he has to say. Let me see if I can find. I still don't see Silence. Let me send that link. Let me send that link one more time. Y'all hang tight. Y'all know what it is. I'm about to get this ball rolling. Right there. I'm gonna hit send. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna X out. So we waiting for Silence, right? Let's see, I don't know what's going on. So in the meantime, just to give y'all a little bit of a rundown, let me get back into the single screen. I'm gonna wait for him to pull up. I'm gonna just, you know what I'm saying, in the meantime, before we dive into the Anomaly video, I'm gonna just give y'all a quick rundown, you know, kind of where we stand. All love is appreciated for everybody coming out, showing me love and support in the positive direction that I'm going in, right? Because not only are we building for ourselves, but, you know, we're building for who and what's most important, which is ourselves. Because if you're looking to make a difference, it's gonna come from within. All right, let's move into this. We're gonna add Silence to the stream. Skirt. Yo, Silence, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. So we're gonna up the volume. If you need to fill in on the rundown of where I stand, what I'm doing right now is I'm about to go to the anomaly video and I'm about to show the people how a lot of people know about the mind science and the degree that it needs to be taken to, but only some people actually act on it. So what I want to do is I want to play out the anomaly video for the people. And yeah, I'm gonna have some pauses here and there if need be, but I just want to kind of give it the perspective from the mind science angle instead of just solely the political and maybe the racist side that they more so focus on. So that's what we're gonna do right here. Everything should be in line in place. What I'm gonna do in the meantime, Silence, I'm gonna mute your mic, and then we're gonna go into the video.
I agree with Condoleezza Rice. On this topic, I do. Why?
This is good. He agrees. And y'all see where the mind science comes in. All right.
The whole issue of critical race theory and what is and is not being taught. I come out of an academic institution, and this is something that academics debate. What is the role of race and so forth? And let me be very clear. I grew up in segregated Birmingham, Alabama. I couldn't go to a movie theater or to a restaurant with my parents. I went to segregated schools till we moved to Denver. My parents never thought I was going to grow up in a world without prejudice, but they also told me that's somebody else's problem, not yours. You're going to overcome it, and you are going to be anything you want to be. And that's the message that I think we ought to be sending to kids. One of the worries that I have about the way that we're talking about race is that it either seems so big that somehow white people now have to feel guilty for everything that happened in the past. I don't think that's very productive. Or Black people have to feel disempowered by race. I would like Black kids to be completely empowered, to know that they are beautiful in their Blackness. But in order to do that, I don't have to make white kids feel bad for being white. So somehow this is a conversation that has gone in the wrong direction.
That's too real.
So the somehow is, again, and I'm gonna let it play. I'm not gonna stop it continuously. Again, from the mind, the perception of each individual will dictate what he or she feels someone else is thinking of them. So if your perception is in the right place and you are feeling good about who you are, telling yourself what you are, and headed in that direction, believing in yourself, that's what'll help reveal the result that you're seeking and not get interrupted with the racist stuff that tends to flare up and mess up everyone's thought process and ideas. Silence, remember, jump in if you need to jump in on anything. I could pause at any second. The moment I hear your voice, I'm gonna hit pause. Just anytime if you need, just let me know, or you just jump in and we'll just play it like that. As of right now, I have nothing more to say. Let's keep it moving. I'm fully in agreement with what she's saying. I'm trying to get it and break it down to y'all to a deeper degree. Let's go.
The media and culture is doing damage to both Black and white. They want Black kids to feel like they're inferior and weaker, and that type of mindset will ruin you. And then they want white kids to feel sorry and bad, and in many cases also inferior, for things outside of their control. I think the media and cultural establishment is doing this purposely. Morgan.
All right. I'm gonna get into that in a second. I'm gonna let Morgan Freeman dive in so we could get right into the mind science side of it, okay? But I'm gonna dive into a little bit of what he just touched on, and if Silence needs to add in, he will. Let's dive into this Morgan Freeman interview.
Freeman once tried to push back against this same type of vibe. Take a look.
Black History Month you find ridiculous. Why? You're gonna relegate my history to a month? Oh, come on. What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
No,
Do you want one?
no.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism and
Stop talking about it.
There we go. I've been saying this since my first stream, right? One of the sayings that I like to always put out is what you recognize you energize. So if you recognize the racism, you energize it. However, that recognition comes into play, whether it be you making videos, whether it be you going talking with coworkers who don't even have that thought process, but you're trying to conjure it up from who knows where because it doesn't exist. It's the perception of the mind. That's the idea that comes into play. So when you look at me and you ask me, CG, what's the reason for the direction and turn in the type of videos you make? Why videos like this? What about what we could do and consider to change the world and help people and make it a better place? I said, don't think about it. Don't put it into your mind. Don't entertain it. And that's the same thing Morgan Freeman's saying. That's the same thing Anamali's saying. That's the same thing Condoleezza Rice is saying. We all on the same page. I'm just giving it to you in a deeper form. Maybe you'll have an understanding from his end, her end, or Anamali's end, or my end, but we're giving you the same cup of tea, just with different ingredients, but you ending with the same cup of tea. So you got to realize and understand that the mind science is directed and meant to be applied to everybody, everyone throughout your every single day experience. Every second, every minute, it is something that you know when you face, because it is always going to be the perception of the mind, and what you're making out of your situation, what you're telling yourself you are, is going to take you in a direction you want to go in. So it's critical what this man is saying right here. If you want to get rid of racism, don't talk about it. But people try to get rid of it by talking about it. Both teams, red and blue. Y'all could pull up on any conservative channel right now. They got a very recent video having to do with racism, any channel, because there's something that they touch on. But what they're failing to realize is the fact that they're doing the video, the fact that they're entertaining it, the fact that it's showing it love, this, that, and the third, regardless of regardless of the fact that they're shining the best light on it, what you recognize, you energize. You know what? I think I got silence on mute. Damn. Yo, I forgot I put you on mute. Damn.
Yeah, fine, keep going.
All right. So I need y'all to see and understand, you know what I'm saying? What you recognize, you energize. So I don't make those videos no more. Y'all don't see those videos on my thing no more. I'm making this to create a learning lesson for people to know and understand the direction that I'm in, the direction that I'm going in. I don't wish to entertain this, because if it diminishes, to me, it diminishes in my life. It diminishes in my mind. I can make it go away. People keep asking, how do you make this? How do you make this go away? Check this out. You're my job, right? Tell me why at my job they want to create awareness to active shooters. You know what they do? They show you an active shooter video. They make you recreate an active shooting scene. They make you live and take part in a character, which is all of what won't help the mind get through not engaging in situations with active shooters. You're not going to escape that if you say, damn, today I was the shooter in the active shooting. Today I was the hostage in the active shooting. How does that play on your mind? When we got Morgan Freeman saying it, we got Anamali saying it, we got Condoleezza Rice saying it, that if you eliminate something entirely from the mind, it won't exist. It won't exist. Now, some people might say, don't you see it? Don't you see it? It's right there. The perception is based on the individual. No, I don't see it. I don't care how many times you try and how hard you try to encourage me to see racism. I can't see it. It's just, man, I can't even say that I'm trying, because I shouldn't even have to. If it's that prevalent, if it's sitting right on Front Street, Should be squinting to see the racism. Come on, bro. It's supposed to be like right there. So the point being made, where if y'all not understanding the direction that I'm coming in, the angles that I'm coming from, I'm hitting on the same things that everybody in the game and the industry is hitting on. The same game I just left, the political game, right? I'm just helping to that stuff that'll get in your mind, that kind of interfere with your thought process, your goals, what you have going on. I'm trying to get that out and create a more powerful individual within yourself. And not just me within the words that I'm giving you, but the words that you feel make sense to you. I'm gonna give you a bunch of stuff. You take whatever you want. I'm not here to say follow me. Nah. Don't follow me. If something that I'm saying makes sense, you make sense of it. All right. Use it. You know what I'm saying? If it ends up working for you, use it again. If you find that it's successful and consistent, then utilize it to any degree, any point, at any time that you feel need be. And you'll thank me later. All right. I don't want no money. I don't want nothing like that. Y'all hold it down the way that y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Just know and understand that the power is within you. All right. I'm gonna continue this video. Silence. Anything you wanna add? I gotta get more juice. You on mute, Silence. You on mute. Let me see if I don't think I muted him. Let me see if oh, it's not in the stream. It says
Content
you weren't
creator.
in the stream. It says you weren't in the stream. All I caught was content creator. If you could rewind what you were saying, for whatever reason, you weren't in.
Okay, no, I was just saying I wanted just first off, I wanted to say that Anomaly is one of my favorite content creators out there. So yeah, this is not something to come down on him about. This is just a point that we're making here, or the point that CG's trying to get across. Now, if someone happens to want to consume what may be known to the masses as negative content, there could be a good reason why that is not a problem for that person. And I say that because that person may want to, I'll take for example, a person who may watch content that has to do with murder mysteries, and they're always taking the
First
content.
48, the first 48.
Yeah, the first 48. They're watching that. That's their favorite show. Now, I can't say that is the wrong thing for you to do as far as watching that kind of content and stuff like that. I can't say that that's the wrong thing to do if you have maybe a goal to become a detective or something of that sort. This is not to determine what is right or wrong for someone else. If someone can take a situation like that and make it work for them, and serve a greater good by taking that content in, then that's the whole point. That's the whole point of this mind science, is taking whatever the world can give you and making it work for yourself for the greater good of you and anyone else around you. So that's kind of the concept here. It's just really being able to put a positive spin on anything that you come into contact with.
Yeah, I like that, because what ends up being the case, that's facts. That's something I gotta almost fall back on, because I mean, that basically makes it so regardless of the content in whichever creator, I just stated yo, what are y'all doing? Y'all trying to escape racism, but y'all posting racism videos. Well, somebody might want to be an activist in relation to racism and working on how to get rid of it. And they're trying to work on having people lessen the talk about it. That could be the case. Just like Silence is describing here. How would you call, if I'm talking this, that, and the third about, you don't want to be covering no killings and all that, you know what I'm saying, and talking about it and doing videos on it. But if that man wants to be a detective, I don't know if I'm supposed to be holding that back from him. So the idea that Silence is getting at is there's positive and negative in everything. Again, it's going to be based on the perception of the mind. So with that being said, that there's positive and negative in everything, if you seek the negative, you have to forget it, and then in order for it to become positive. So you gotta, it's kind of like it's Silence trying to describe that regardless of whatever I'm saying or he's saying, the perception is based on the individual. So it's not to take my opinion into consideration and say, yo, CG said, and that's why I roll with what he's saying. It's not that. It's meant for you to say to yourself, just like I'm saying right here, yo, do not watch First 48, bro. If you don't want nobody running down on you, your crib, your family, this, that, and the third at the corner store, don't watch First 48. But the next man's like, but then, bro, I mean, I just finished the academy. I'm trying to be the detective. What do I do? So in that case, that person is left to seek the positive in whatever someone may presume as negative, because it is only negative to them. But to the guy that wants to be the detective, it's actually positive, which somebody might say that blows my mind, that this man finds killing and people laid out in bloody floors and cribs to be something fascinating, because the definition of fascination is something of deep interest to you. So that deep interest, being whatever's related to being a detective, might tie into killing. Is that man really deep down tied into killing? Or is he seeing past the negative side of it and seeing into the positive side of it? That's why he's so driven to it, right? I hope he's not driven on the negative side. He just might become a killer. He's got to see the negative side in order for him to embrace it and not fall victim to what it is. He's got to constantly see.
And see what we really have to make sure we do is, and this is for each individual, to do on their own, is make sure that every single thing that you're experiencing and you're looking forward to experiencing is in alignment with what you want out of life.
Yeah.
That's the main key. I mean, that,
yeah, that's it. That makes you watch and not watch videos. And that's where I stood with my videos. That's what I kept saying. I said, I don't feel like my videos are in alignment with my goals in life. I got goals to be a successful entrepreneur and this, that, and the third. And the videos that I was covering didn't necessarily, now some had some time connection with being a business owner that you could work and benefit from, this, that, and the third. But again, your mind's going to control everything. So don't sleep. Don't let that physical thing push you in any direction. But I'm saying that, yeah, some of the videos I cover tied into some information that might help somebody lean in a certain way in regards to owning a business. So it's not to exit out completely, but there's some stuff. There's some stuff I was covering, bro. It didn't have much tie and connection to being a business owner other than you getting a business and somebody running down on you and getting what you got. You know what I'm saying? Running up in your spot, trying to grab whatever you have. That's the position that I was almost bound to see becoming this business owner, with those type of videos constantly in line with my mind and my thoughts. So that's where I said, yo, listen, I need to fall back. I need to fall back on what's being plugged in. Let's generate the thoughts that's going to get me to the next point, whether that be money thoughts or owning a business type of thoughts, or just becoming whoever I want to become, utilizing the five senses, working within my subconscious to get it to impress and build a belief and help me drum up that manifestation. That's the direction I think is better for me and my family. And usually when I become a better person, the world becomes better people. I mean, everything just goes smoother, right? I mean, it could be paved down in so many ways. Again, perception is based on each individual. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll tell you, life is not that easy when you're struggling. So if you get the money up, if you get the funds up, if you put that as your focus, you might find that as your focus gets you closer to that. having something else as your focus gets you closer to that. So you're only getting closer to whatever you think about. Come on, y'all with me or not? So what's on your mind? I can tell you what's on my mind: ideas, because ideas become personalities, or or are personalities that slowly become bigger personalities or bigger things or bigger ideas. So that's the direction you want to go in, working with something that's going to grow with you, for you, and help you get closer to your goal. I mean, what are we looking around for, talking about other stuff that has no time connection? I mean, if you want me to be real, I mean, the little kid that got hit up, with a little boom, 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 and we keep it clean on here. But a little kid that whatever you want to call it, whatever form of violence you want to put on whomever, kid, adult, whatever. How does that, when the joint goes down in like North Dakota, right? You got a little killing in North Dakota, whatever, it could be assault, whatever it is, but it's managing to get coverage on your channel. How is that getting you further? Now, if you're doing it for the money, you different. You different. If you're doing it for the money, you different. If you're doing it because you're trying to make the world a better place, and the money's just gonna come. It's just gonna come. But if you're doing it, you're like, yo, I'm trying to make the world a better place, man. Let me show what type of goons is out in North Dakota. Let me just go ahead and post and air this story. And the next man hears it. When the first man heard it, where did he get? How far did he get? All he got drummed up in his mind is a bunch of thoughts that he may not want to come to materialize in his life. Why would you put that in your mind? Same thing when he passes it on to the next man. And again, this is not I'm able to talk as loosely as I am about this because I just gave y'all the full explanation. That if some man is out and I'm telling you, don't watch this, and it's bad, it's going to get all in your mind, and it doesn't tie in with your goals, then why are you pursuing that? But if it ties in, you checking the next murder mystery and you trying to be the detective, please pursue. All right. It's all in you, how you make out your situation and what you end up in. All right. There's a way to pave it to go in the way you want based on the mind and the mind power and what it could get you. So keep that train of thought and understand that wherever I go with this, it's not intended to actually harm or push anybody's channel down, because there's somebody benefiting from every channel, whether it be mine or the other one. They have a reason where they're benefiting and why they're benefiting. And I'm not here to ask them that, because I'm not going to try to make sense of it. I just give you and what makes sense to me. So what makes sense to me is to not put these thoughts in my mind, because it doesn't help me get closer to the goals that I have at hand. And that's the idea I would hope we all roll with, or we just be out there running, looking into stuff that we're trying to get rid of. Remember what I told y'all earlier, active shooter? They run you through the active shooter course, get you to go through what you're trying to escape. Do you find that to be something that is the case with a lot of things? Technology ended up eating up man, in a way you might say, unless man learns and turns things in the direction of positive, just like we explained with the first 48 situation. You'll get a man to person, individual to come down with, let's say, a sickness and try to seek out what that is. Instead of seeing himself as well, he sees himself as sick and also pursues what the sickness contains. Before you know it, he can also become fascinated with his sickness. And that's the last place you ever want to be in, because now you have a deep interest in what's hurting you the most. And what's hurting you the most, you won't have a chance of getting over it unless you see the opposite. Unless the opposite is embedded within the mind, you have to forget what is to become the other. So forget that you're poor and then you'll be rich. You forgot that you're poor. Oh, snap, I'm poor? Who said that? That will reveal exactly what I am to every man. I forgot that I was poor. What does that make me now? The opposite. I forgot that I was bad. How does that, where did he do that at? Bad? Forgot I was bad. That would lead me to be good. So keep that in mind. It's an idea of helping you to overcome a situation, a problem, and or an emotion that you engage or encounter. You will find that in your thinking, putting it in the right place and position would lead you to get and go in that direction. So forgetting about what you don't want to be. I don't gonna be poor. Forgot all about that. What is it like to go to the store with a budget? What is it like to go to the, you know what I'm saying? Those states of minds, those things, I don't entertain it. I'm not fascinated by it. I have no interest in it. I have interest in what it's known to be and feel like to pull up to your local grocery store and there's no limits. Matter of fact, give me 2 carts, bro. Can't even go by myself. Or I'm gonna be like this, one in the front, one in the back, looking all crazy. Like, yo, what's this man doing? Feeding like the hungry? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's in the mind. Silence, you got, I mean, if I'm going, I'm going. If you want to jump in, jump in. But that's the train of thought that I'm got y'all kind of leading in, Where we left off with on the last show was feelings getting a blessing. And I've been teasing y'all with this one. I've been teasing. This is a good tease though, because it's a good way to get you to understand something that's really important. And once you develop the understanding of feelings getting a blessing, you will make sense of everything. All right. Now, what feelings getting a blessing means from a more scientific angle, scientific perspective, is that belief is over facts. And the reason why that's an easy and clear statement is because of probability. There's nothing out there that's 100%. Hey, when you wear your seatbelt, man, you're good. No, not in every case. Hey, man, if you do 50 miles an hour, don't worry about it. You're good. Nothing's going to happen if you wreck. Not necessarily. There's that small probability. There's also the same situations that apply to positive things, right? People gain jobs, people win races, people gain titles, people do things that the physical aspect of life doesn't apply. Something else is applied in order to make this happen, because at all costs, anybody that tries to rely on physical things will always end up being wrong at some point in time. You'll always end up being wrong. Now, what I'm telling you, that's a hundo. That's going to leave you 100% on the right track. Listen to what I'm saying, and there's no hole in my system. There's a hole in the physical system. When you try to rely on physical things, at some point in time, that physical thing is bound to let you down. I don't care how much you think it's going to get you to the point that you're trying to get to, if you're not in full faith, belief, under a clear understanding of how the law of mind operates. You'll solely rely on what is physical and what you can see, and not dwell within the mind to get what you're really trying to activate. And that's going to get you off in the wrong direction, because now you're putting faith and belief into this physical thing that you don't really have control over, but you have control over the mind. So now we're looking at feelings getting a blessing. I mean, why? Why feelings getting a blessing ties into facts, or I'm sorry, beliefs over facts. Because we've seen it again and again. And I'm going to give it to you from a spiritual angle, and then I'm going to give it to you from the scientific angle, which I just now kind of touched on. And that's definitely where I want to continue. So when you see it, I like y'all to hear the examples, because a lot of times you have facts in your life that you can think about and rely on, but you also have times where they let you down, or physical things where they let you down. You're like, I know for a fact, if I'm wearing my lucky pants, I won't fall asleep when I'm driving home. Not necessarily the case. Is the power within the pants? Because if Silence wears those pants, he's not going to get those powers. I don't think it's in the pants. I think it's in his mind. So you got to forget the pants, bro. You got to leave the pants alone, because that's the in between. You need to weave through that, put that off to the side, and dwell within the mind where the main control is at. All right? feelings gets the blessing. So when you move on to feelings getting the blessing, you say, well, this is making a lot of sense to me. So where do I find this fine line? Because it makes sense. And everybody has seen it where physical things didn't necessarily come through. Even talent and skill. You might have more, you might on the boards, you scored more points than this man. You did more steals, more rebounds, this, that, and the third. But you square up with the next man and you find that on one, you end up losing by 3. And you like, but damn, I could score more than but the number's not adding up to the skill. There's always that hole in the things that are physical. Now, when you dwell within the mind, you will find and know and understand that whatever you put the most power and faith and belief into, and mind manifestation, pushing an impression on the subconscious mind, making something physical, real in your mind, is the way that you drum it up into the physical. So feelings getting a blessing. Feelings is the last ground you want to be on before you receive the blessing. You got to get to feelings, all right? You can start in different ways. You can start by hearing something that you really want to hear that empowers you and makes you feel like a more powerful person. You could also see something, but it's still going to be within the mind that it starts. And divine hearing, divine vision is what usually reveals all of the other divine faith, divine courage, what's leading to becoming a belief, a feeling, and it slowly becomes a blessing. How y'all think the man down the street got the lottery ticket? The guy that's always stealing at the job site. How did he win the lotto? I don't get it. How did that other man get that promotion at the job? You can stay fixed on those hows all day. But if you stay fixed on feelings getting a blessing, you go, okay, I know, I understand. That's simple. That's simple. He felt what he got, and that's why he got it. He wouldn't have got it if he didn't feel it. I mean, come on, are we on the same page? So feelings gets the blessing, regardless of the facts. Is this man at my job site, bro? This man got the job. He's one of the highest managers. They pulled up on his account and just saw that what was listed in his resume wasn't necessarily what his experience was showing. He was a clear definition of feelings getting a blessing. His physical things, his resume, all that stuff, yo, bro. I mean, again, perception is based on the individual. So if the perception on the person that hired him was to their standards, then they took him in happily and greatly. But to other people looking in, they're gonna be like, damn, how you got in like that? You look at all that stuff. But his belief and his feeling got him to that next level. So he's at that next level, man, on the job site right now. It'd be a lot of stuff going on when he be there, if y'all know what I'm talking about. But he got in, right? He got in, not necessarily with the credentials that somebody else might look for and stuff like that. So you'll always find a little hole in those facts. So Silence, you wanna add in on anything?
No, I'll jump in a second.
All right. So where the direction I'm gonna go in next is the spiritual side. We gonna go in, bro. So feelings getting a blessing is related to the story of Jacob and Esau. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk you through the story. I know you're already used to it, but I'm gonna give you the two-sided sides of the story. It's important for you to always observe and understand that in most of the stories and or information that I'm giving to you, there's always going to be two sides of it. All right, we'll see it on both ends, and hopefully the second side will give you a more in-depth spiritual understanding that'll lead to a scientific understanding that'll lead to, again, the belief, which you want. So Jacob and Esau, y'all know the story, right? You had Esau, the older brother. Older brother, you know what I'm saying? Basically, what was going on with him is he always had everything in line. He was the good guy, this, that, and the third. Now, Jacob wanted to receive the blessings, right? Wanted to receive the blessing. Like, damn, I don't get the blessings. I'm trying to get the blessings. So it's a very important idea to understand and keep in mind that y'all walk with me through this. We're 40 minutes in, y'all in this deep. Y'all gotta have your mind in the right place. You have to understand that each individual, each character in the Bible is you. It's you. All right. Think about it. Each individual is you, but in different conscious states of mind, just like how everyone is in the world, right? So what you had is you had Esau. His state of mind was, he kept it 100 with his pops. Everything was all good. He didn't really mess up. He had everything in line or whatever. He expected to receive the blessings like he should because he was the older brother. Now you had Jacob who slid in and he ended up reaping the benefits that his older brother should have got for a very specific reason. Now, it's very important for me to throw in the moms in the story so you could get an idea of what intuition is and means, because the moms was intuition. All right. Jacob was in a regular state, regular form, regular body. Jacob, y'all know he was smooth. He got the hairy joint, the little jacket, the fur, you know what I'm saying? The one that Ghostface used to rock. Y'all who don't know Ghostface, it's a rapper. But listen, he used to always wear the furs and all that, like Cam. So he said, yo, listen, if I pull up on Pops, I'm trying to get the blessings. If I roll up and, you know what I'm saying, I got the joint on that feels like my older brother, I should get the blessings. But he didn't necessarily know how he would get that. He had to look into his intuition, which was his mom's. Once he dived in to his intuition, his mom said, Joe, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. And don't worry about that either. Rock this. Rock this. Y'all know what the intuition is? Y'all know when you point it in a direction and you don't even really know like why you going in that direction. You just like, damn, something telling me to just do that like this. Something telling me that's the move. So that's the role the moms played. So when you look at the situation, you might see it as a trick, somebody getting over on the next man, right? You know what I'm saying? Jacob slid in, got the little fur on, like, hey, let me get them blessings. You know what I'm saying? And the pops is blind, bro. So he can't really look and distinguish who's who. So he's like, well, let me go ahead and touch you. And let me see who I should give the blessings. Because whomever I feel is the right one gets the blessings. So Jacob rolled up. Hey, I'm about to do this. I saw Mom Duke. She blessed me with the fur joint. Hey, back to school clothes. Y'all know what it is. Rolls up to the spot like, yo, Pops, you know what I'm saying? Like, they grinded it out. He trying to get some blessings over here. And he's like, yo, come closer, my son, so I may feel you. Hey, and Jacob is like, oh snap, I'm about to get a little closer. Hold up. And Jacob gets a little closer, like, hey, Pops, you know what I'm saying? I got the fur on, so can't see the face. Got the little hat down. Hey, let's get it. And then the Pops feels him, is like, yo, this man feels like the one. He feels like the one that gets the blessing. Jacob said, yo, for real, for real? His Pops is like, yeah. Are you the one? This man said, yes, I am. Oh! And this man got the blessings, bro. Just like that. Why? Because feelings get the blessings. It didn't matter the fact that he wasn't the older brother. It didn't matter the fact that there was rules, this, that, and the third behind the older man needing to get the blessings or whatever else goes with being the older person. None of them facts mattered, bro. This man rolled up, you know what I'm saying? Popped his collar, said, yo, let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me talk to Pops real fast because I haven't seen him in a minute. And I'm trying to get some blessings. And, I'm trying to look like Esau. And that's how it unfolded, bro. Where you gonna see it from the biblical end, where it makes so much sense, bro. If you see it as the trick, if you see it as him just, you know what I'm saying, trying to finesse him, if you see it as that, it's not going, that's where it'll end for you. It's okay for you to see that and know and understand that's the outer side of it. But when you look within what the story is saying, it's slowly dictating and telling you that you can be anything you want to be based on how you feel. Why? Because feelings gets the blessing. Important, bro. Facts. 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 Y'all can't tell me there's a
It's
loophole. Right feeling gets the blessing. Man, I gotta go get some
really,
juice.
yeah.
Let 'em know.
What I'll add on to that is the fact that the father was blind is pure proof that God does not see any good or bad. There's no good or bad. He does not see that. He sees what that person feels. It's similar to Lady Justice. You see the statue that at the courthouse, you know, that symbolizes, you know, our justice, you know, that's a big symbol for our justice system. The same thing. She's blindfolded. That's the whole concept. We're not supposed to, you know, maybe people will take that part and maybe look at it as, in terms of the evidence part, but
I never knew that.
that's what happens. I mean, that is the concept behind the father being blind. Now, of course, we may go out there all the time. It's always been different jobs that I've worked at where you can walk in and you're like, man, you somebody tells you, hey, I don't know why that guy, I don't know how that guy still works here. He does this, he did this, he did that, he does this. Everyone
All the
knows somebody
facts
like
lead
that
to
at,
him being
at their
gone.
job.
All the facts lead to him being gone. This man's still there, bro. Oh, snap. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so everyone knows someone at their job who was like that. Now, when you bring up what could possibly be the reason to that person getting fired or that person losing their job, does it seem like that person cares? Or how? Look at that. Pay attention to the type of energy that person shows
I see
when
what
you
you
come up
mean.
to them. You almost more concerned. You're almost more
And they
concerned
are.
than they are. More emotion is in the idea of being fired than you are showing. So it's clear evidence that
You're going out. You're going out. Oh man. Right when it's getting
putting their
good.
mind, they're not putting their energy towards the idea, and that's why it doesn't happen. That's why
And that's so much
it does not
facts.
happen. It's because they're
I'm
not
facing it on
putting
my job right
any
now.
feeling behind getting fired.
Getting
So,
fired.
you know, I just
So they
wanted to
don't
touch on
get
that. I just
you.
wanted to kind of connect that with what you were saying earlier.
Yo, it makes so much sense. Oh man. That's what I'm saying. There's no holes in what we're trying to kind of fill you in on. There's no holes in it, if that makes sense to you. It's a hundo, a stack, 100%. Everything is all the way. It blows my mind the fact that people have facts, but they fail them, but they still rely on it, which I'm guilty of. I still get in the car and I still put on my seatbelt. But there's people who have passed away because they wore the seatbelt. I mean, wasn't the fact supposed to back me up that anybody that wears a seatbelt is a more safer person? Oh, but yeah, you have that small percentage who might have something extra happen to them. Oh, okay. So that's not concrete. Now, can we go on to the next thing? What do you want to bring up? What do you want to talk about? What are you going to think about and find that is 100% guaranteed. Like, yo, if I get in this Lamborghini, I'm guaranteed to drive from here to New York, back to Cali, back to the A, and all around the country 4 or 5 times over. Nothing is guaranteed. Now, in the direction of where your mind can take you and what you can condition your mind to think, that is a guarantee. And what you can make your mind believe, that is a guarantee. Okay? Making yourself believe and feel that you are something is the idea. The only person in this whole thing, because you got to understand the clothes that Jacob was wearing is a feeling. He's wearing a feeling. When he pulled up and he said, yo, I feel like I'm gonna do this. Like, I think I'm good. He's wearing a feeling. When I say he's wearing the fur coat, it's not for you to see the fur coat. It's for you to see the feeling that he was holding is what the Father will always respond to. He's just trying to feel whomever. It don't matter. Remember, I told y'all, it don't matter if the guy's up to no good. It don't matter if the guy's up to the most positive, the most righteous, this, that, and the third. The feelings gets the blessing. You're going to see another man. I'm telling you, you're going to get very upset when the next man up to no good is getting a lot of benefits and great blessings, and you sitting back upset. You're actually upset why you're not getting it, and that's why you're not getting it, because you're focused on not getting it. That's where we came from. Follow me. We started with racism. If you don't want it, don't think about it. If you don't want to get fired, don't think about it. Don't put it in your mind. You'll never get fired. Keep messing up. Keep messing up. You ain't going to get fired. If it's not in your thought process, this is that doesn't make it real in your world. It's not real. It's only going to become real until you put it in your mind and make it a form and belief. And if you let physical things, like the fact that you showed up late, or the fact that you was caught in a room you weren't supposed to be in, or the fact that you did something you weren't supposed to do, if you let those physical things dictate the direction you're going to go in, that's the direction it's going to take you. Go in the direction that your mind takes you. If you messed up a couple times at work, but your mind says you're all good, don't worry about it, you're not going to get fired from it, I'm done thinking about it, I'm on to how I'm making money, what's in my savings account, oh snap, what's in my checking, oh, when's that bill need to get paid? Focus on what makes more sense to you and getting you closer to that next step, that next level. If you find yourself fixed on other things and you're not putting on the clothes like Jacob, you're not going to get the blessing. Don't pull up on the Father with bare skin, talking about, yo, what up? You got what I need? You know what I'm saying? You got to pull up right, bro. But you can't pull up until you get the actual belief that you are what you're saying you are. Don't pull up talking about, yo, I'm a millionaire, but I don't really think I left in my bank account. I don't got nothing. Man, I'm a millionaire, man. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think I could get it though. All that doubt is where you're gonna fall back. So feelings getting the blessing. The point that silence stress, critical, bro. The pops don't see. He's blind to what you can wear. He's blind to the clothes you could put on. You could put on the clothes to be a rich man. Guess what, bro? Pop's gonna be like, hey, that's my man's. That's my man's. You know what I'm saying? Giving him the genie rub and all that. And they're gonna be like, yo, what up? What else you need, bro? Because you feeling like the one. You know what I'm saying? This guy Jacob on the bottom, like, yo, yes, I am. Yes, I am. And that's it, bro. It's that real. It's for you to see that, like, it's as real as what you believe and make it to be. If it is a fact to you, there's a difference between facts and truth. When you look at something, let's bring up the sickness thing. Fact is, you're sick, but the divine self is well, and always seeing yourself as well. So, just understanding the difference in the opposites is the idea. Silence, you want to add anything? We coming up on 54 minutes, and I'm starting to wing in circles because there's not much more I could say other than them really gaining the understanding of the fact that you got Jacob, you got Esau, and you got the moms. I think the mom's name is Rebecca. So out of the three, you got to understand that every single person in that idea is you. All right, Jacob is the conscious mind that you want to be or become. Remember, he's wearing the clothes. He's pulling up on the pops like, yo, this is what I want to be. It's what I want to become. I got the clothes of a rich man. This is what I want to be. I want to be a rich man. Esau has the clothes of, or you would say, he's in the, it's the best way to say it. He's in the physical manifestation. He's what you're really seeing. He is the conscious state of mind. Jacob is the subconscious. Jacob's what you want to become. Jacob is how you become that, by wearing the clothes, right? When you look at Esau, he's by the book. Esau about them facts. Esau said, yo, better have my blessings. Don't give it to nobody else. Don't give it to nobody else, because ain't nobody hairy like me. Ain't nobody could get what I got. But that's not the truth. That's not facts. That's what I keep telling y'all this whole time, that what I'm telling you is facts. You pull up on the Father with the right feeling and you get the blessings, regardless of what another man is saying, regardless of what another fact is saying, regardless of what you or anybody out might think. It's based on you and where you take yourself. So you go there mentally, and that's where you end up. It's just simple facts. We jumping back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Saying the same thing. I'm gonna close out soon, but I really wanted to drop this bomb on y'all because we're gonna see this from the spiritual side. We're gonna see it from the scientific side, and we're gonna make so much sense of it. I don't know if we can ever, or how you would look in another direction. All right. And to sum it all up, because I got to stress this point, and I did say that I will reflect on it in Anomalies video. In Silence, you could jump in. We're running low on time, but I still got a good, like, at least 5 to 7 minutes, because I definitely want to clear up this thing with Anomaly. So we dropped a whole 57-minute video about how perception is based on the individual. Don't hate me if I don't like something, and I won't hate you if you don't like something. We'll always be good. With the Anomaly thing, I want you to know and understand, just like Silence says, Silence put me on to Anomaly. So he is one of my favorites. Thinks very intellectual individual, knows what's up, especially from the political side of things. I don't know what his test scores are, you know what I'm saying, GPA and all that. I don't know, just based on what I've watched in his videos, it's a cool dude. The point that I'm getting ready to put out is the point that we stressed the whole video, that perception is based on the individual. So when Anomaly mentioned, which is what makes sense to him, when Anomaly mentioned that the news was purposely out to do this certain something, right? And you could go to the playback. I don't feel like finding it and all that. Not that important to me. But I just wanted to kind of touch on it because I said I would before I get out of here. The fact that he's actually putting his attention on the news and saying something that they're doing to him or people out there, just feeling like the news is an enemy. An enemy to you will always be that, unless you make it something else. We on the same page? An enemy will always be that to you. It will be an enmity. All right. You'll always have that despise. You'll always feel like they're doing something to you, even though sometimes they're not even doing anything. But the thought of them doing something does something to you. And that's my enemy. How can I get him? I need to look out for him. Is he there? Hey, is Kev over there? Yeah, I don't like that dude. I don't know. You just be looking at me some type of that, bro. People make enemies in their own mind. A man can make an enemy of himself. In the crazy house, you see it all the time. The man's tripping about who's attacking him and what's going on in the normal world. And it's actually doing something to him, but it's in his mind because, again, it's based on perception. So for Anomaly to stress that the news is doing this purposely out for the people, to do something to the people and things like that, in my opinion, that's personally his perception and what he feels and thinks about it. And you will probably have your own. But mine is that there's nobody out to get me. There's nothing that I'm worried about. if the power of my mind is in control of everything that I see, want to have, do, and become, I'm not going to be worried about something like that. I'm going to be more fixed on what I want to see, do, have, and become. It's simple science. That's where I just didn't understand. Like, you had these times where, I peek at some of the political videos, and it seems so much of what Morgan Freeman said. If you don't want to, if you want racism to go away, you don't talk about it. If you want the police shootings to go away, don't talk about it. Somebody's gonna say, well, but my homie, my boy got it on blast at his crib. He got the news like turned all the way up. But that's his world. If you don't hear that, it just doesn't get to you. Whatever you perceive in the world is what you have originally put into your mind. What you're seeing and perceiving in the world is like the second stage. The first stage is in the mind. I gave it to y'all about the projector, where you have the projector, and the idea to understand what I'm trying to describe now is the mind is the projector, and what you're seeing on the screen is what most people look to try to change. What mankind finds to be his biggest problem is that he reflects on sin and thinks that learning about sin will get him away from what people define as sin or bad thing. But instead, what man needs to look at and focus on is the opposite. Like a guy at my job. This guy at my job, and then I got to sum it up. I got like 3 minutes. This guy at my job came down with some kind of condition. We'll just say that it's related to the skin, came down with a condition. Whoop-de-whoop. Don't want to fill your subconscious mind with nothing that you don't really need to hear. But for a long story short, he decided to chop it up with me and express what he was going through. And, through mind science, again, just like Morgan Freeman said, if you want to eliminate anything, don't put it in. So don't be telling me about your sickness is the train of thought that I'm on. But you still got to be a person in the world, and somebody wants to express themselves and have you feel some type of way. So I'm like, yo, listen, this is how I rock. You want to rock with me? You want to talk about what you have going on? I'm not going to sit here and sob with you and talk this, that, and the third. I'm going to just try to get you through it. I'm not going to give you no money. I'm not going to give you nothing else but some gems that you just need to install into your subconscious to get you what you want. I'm going to get you more than $1 million. I'm going to get you what you want. So this same dude is actually at work and all, with a non-contagious condition. He's at work in his little state. And throughout the time, I'm trying to get him to understand. And mind you, he already showed me pictures when it was like a little worse and stuff like that. So throughout that time, what I was trying to kick to him is I was like, yo, listen, you want me to hit it from the mind science standpoint? He's like, yeah, what up? And I said, yo, the way that you're going to get through this is what I told y'all. You got to forget that you're sick, bro. Like, you got to forget that. You got to wake up every day and be like, what sickness? What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Follow the necessary steps. If you find yourself at a doctor's office and the universe physics take you there, whatever, that's the direction that your mind pushed you in, right? So do whatever's necessary on that. And I'm not trying to tell you conjure up thoughts and don't do anything physically to gain leverage and get through it. Now, if your mind power is strong enough, you can. You won't need anything physical. Now, there is a little loophole where you could utilize something physical in order to get you closer to your belief process that you're trying to get. You know what I'm saying? So the idea at the end, Silence, you there? I don't know if Silence went out, because what I'm gonna do is I'm a single screen it. If he comes in, I'm gonna just have him come in. So the idea that I try to get, my coworker to understand is like, listen, if you're trying to get rid of anything, you got to forget what you were in order to become what you want to become, right? If you're trying to get rich, you got to forget the fact that you was poor. Just forget it. Don't think about it. Don't know it. Look at it like a personality that you don't know and don't want to be a part of. Same thing is going to apply, right? Same thing is going to apply to anything else, any other area you put that in. So the same thing would apply to somebody saying, man, I'm tired of this sickness that I have going on. I need to see myself as well. And the only time you see yourself as well is if you forget that you were sick. The moment you remember, you would say, oh, that's what I am. It's what I remember myself as. Mentally, it sits in. Don't let it sit in. Just let it go. All right? See yourself as well. This man pulled up on me, started showing me pictures and all that of what he used to look like. I said, bro, what you recognize, you energize. The more these pictures you show, the more this stuff you entertain is the direction that you go in. So just see yourself as well. I said, bro, look at all the pictures when you were good, when you were in good health, when you were well. Help your mind to remember. Utilize that physical thing. Help it jog some of your ideas and memory. Get you to remember the divine self, what God created you as. God created you as this perfect person, always happy, until things in the physical, in the world, set in on that subconscious, and now you feeling sick. Now you feeling tired. Now you feeling a reflection of what the world is pushing you to think and presume. But you're not that. You're really not that. You're more so of what you tell yourself you are, right? So tell yourself you're well and forget that you're sick. Tell yourself you're rich and forget that you're poor. Tell yourself you're good and forget that you're bad. And you'll slowly become that. Yo, let me get up off this phone, man. Y'all know what it is, man. I got too much for y'all right now. It's just too many bombs, too many jewels, too many gems. I'm going to get up off this one. Y'all know how we do. CG, silence. We back at it. Yeah, I'm out.